Are you struggling to sell your coloring books on Amazon? Watch this video. Coloring books on Amazon are extremely saturated, and so in order to make sales, you have to create fantastic products. In this video, I'm going to share with you some common mistakes I see people making all of the time when they're creating coloring books. The first mistake I see people making is one that's super important, and I just want to get it out there straight away. And that's when people are using Canva to create coloring books. So when you come onto Canva, if you're creating coloring pages like this, you're at risk of your book being blocked and your account being terminated. And that's because these freely available elements are just utilized by everyone. And what Amazon KDP want you to do is create something bespoke. They don't want duplicate designs in all of the books. So let's say you're creating a dog coloring book and you're just dragging these dog elements onto a page and not doing anything with them. That's a big no-no on Amazon KDP. So what you might need to do to that image is maybe add some bones around the outside, maybe add some text, but you want to create a individualized image rather than just pumping out low quality content. Tip number 2 is the book cover. And if your book cover is not on point and competing with other bestsellers, you're not going to make many sales. So if we come onto Amazon.com and search again for coloring book dogs, we can see the results. So these 2 sponsored products here at the top are spending money to get clicks, but their book covers are definitely not best practice. You can see if I scroll down the best organic sellers in this category. And the thing that's consistent across all these is that they have good front covers, their text is really nice and clear, and they look professional. When you compare these to the top 2 here, they look like they've been made in Paint or Canva, and therefore they're not going to sell very well. So straight away, you need to be attracting people with book covers, you need to be making sure they look professional, and it's the first thing that consumers are going to see on Amazon. So book covers are extremely important. Next, we're going to have a look inside the book. So I could click on anything, but I've just found this book here for us to look at. And if we look inside, we can see an example of some of the pages. So scrolling down to an example page, you can see here that the coloring page is not bad, but it does have some issues. And the first one is shading. And so when people buy coloring books, generally, unless it's like an artistic style, you just want white and black. You don't want all of this grey here for shading because it just looks a bit unprofessional. So here we go, here's another one. And you can see here that the resolution is very, very low. Now, whatever size book you're making, whether you're creating illustrations yourself, whether you're using AI, whether you're buying illustrations, you need to make sure they're high enough resolution. For example, if you're using AI and just putting your images straight in a book, they're going to be pixelated and blurry. So what you need to do with those images and other small images is upscale them. You can use a website like Big JPG, or you can vectorize them and enlarge them that way. But looking at this book, you can see here it looks blurry and it's going to result in a poor consumer experience. And you can see here, coming down to the reviews, they straight away say every single one is blurry. Now, if you've put the time and the money and the effort in to create this coloring book, you've pretty much just wasted your time because you've created something that consumers are not going to enjoy, it's going to get poor ratings, and then it's going to sell 0 copies moving forward. The next thing that I need to mention around coloring books is to make sure you're creating a consistent style of illustrations throughout the whole book. If you're not doing that, it screams of either AI or low quality content. Taking a look inside this one, you've got a dog here with bold flowers around the edge. But then scrolling down, you've got a fully shaded dog here with more gentle leaves around the outside. And then scrolling down, again, the outside is completely different in style. And this is why the look inside feature is great and why people use it. Because if someone looks at this book thinking, oh, this looks quite fun, they'll see some of these coloring pages and see how low quality they are. You can see here, for example, that this dog is cut off and doesn't even extend to the edge. And you can also see that it's got a lot of shading in there and it wouldn't make for a good coloring book. Another thing that I'd recommend you to not do around coloring books is to copy something that's performed really well, especially in a random niche. And so, for example, you've got some big publishers out there like Coco.io who are creating weird and different coloring books. And so you might see something like Cozy Spaces by Coco.io, see that it's got a ton of sales and think, right, I'm going to copy that and then hopefully I'll get as many sales. But the reason why that book's getting so many sales is because it's by that brand Coco.io. They can pretty much create whatever type of coloring book they want, and as long as it's high quality, it's going to get sales because they've got a lot of followers. But generally what people won't be doing is searching for that Cozy Spaces coloring book. it's more likely they'll be searching for colouring book by Coco YO. So whilst there is a small amount of opportunity to jump on trends like that, you're generally going to be wasting your money copying someone like that, especially if you can't create content that's of a better quality. Another mistake that I see people making is not differentiating themselves enough from the competitors. So let's have a look at the search term dog colouring books for adults. And straight away you can see here these top 4 are your sponsored products that are paying for the advertising space. Taking a look at this one here, you can see that the book cover again is not high quality, and it says straight away 35 colouring pages. So if we scroll down, we can see what other people are doing. So here you've got 50 colouring pages, here you've got 50, here you've got 150, 60. So you can see just by having a quick search like that, that 35 colouring pages is not up there with the competition. So you could say you're differentiating, but you're doing it in the wrong way. You want to be creating something better or different. And this person doesn't seem like they're creating anything better, and they're definitely not offering as much value for money. Like, why would you buy this book with 35 when you can buy this book with 50 for the same price? But then taking a look at how you can differentiate. So this Dogs in Cars mandala colouring book, for example, it doesn't look like the highest quality, but it's differentiated itself really nicely. So looking at it, it looks like it's AI generated. And to be honest with you, it looks quite poor quality. But if I scroll down to the bestseller rank, we can see that it's currently number 5,000 in books, which is fantastic. And the reason why it's selling so well is it's differentiated itself. If you're searching for dog colouring book and you just see dogs, 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 but then you see dog mandalas and cars, it's something different and it's something interesting. So yeah, don't copy what's already out there. Try and do something better or different. And one mistake I also see people making quite a lot is not showing off enough of their interior pages. So colouring books are a very visual thing. You want to be able to see what you're purchasing before you buy it. And so whilst the look inside allows you to look at some example designs, it doesn't really give you a flavour of the whole book. And so on the product page, if you scroll down, there's a section called From the Publisher, which allows you to produce A+ content. That gives the author a chance to create images and to sell the book further. So scrolling down on this book, you can see that there's no A+ content. So this publisher's not putting the time and the effort to create that A+ content to further sell their book. But then if we go to this best-selling Coco YO book, you can see it done really well. So if you scroll down to the From the Publisher, it shows you 4 interior pages here, another 2 here, 1, another 3. So it shows you a lot of the interior pages. And that's what you want to see before you're buying a colouring book. You want to see that it's high quality all the way throughout, and you want a little flavour of the types of colouring pages that are involved. So I hope this video was helpful. If you're creating colouring books on Amazon, like a lot of people are these days, if you're publishing low quality, AI generated or Canva generated colouring books, there's every chance you're going to make 0 sales. But by working on the front cover, by creating high quality content, by creating something different or better, and then by marketing it effectively, there's every chance that you can cut through and actually make some sales on Amazon KDP. If you're not making any sales and maybe you're falling into some of these traps, I hope that you don't take it to heart, and I hope it helps you improve the quality of your books moving forward. Because on Amazon KDP at the moment, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. If you're pumping out low quality books, you're likely not going to be making much money. It's much better to focus on, say, 10 high quality colouring books that have the potential to sell than even 1,000 low quality books. But now that you know what not to do on Amazon KDP, I hope that it helps you to get more sales in the future. Okay, if you've got any other tips that I've missed, drop a comment down below. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.